the West Coast Cowboy Tour. If you want to see where I'm going to be, go to thejasonellis.com to see tour dates and where I'm going to be, because I might be in your town. thejasonellis.com. Do it. Go now.
First sleep in my new house. Crazy. Not sleep, just crazy. I have a house. Normal sleep.
What the fuck?
Okay. I don't like this game anymore.
I love this game.
Oh my
Or-
God.
My balls is totally moving, new and improving. I can't get back through. I'm not the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take up to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is up? Hey man, or whatever, lady, people. You think there's any little people listening?
I'd like to think so. When I imagine,
Singing Mike off, Brianna. What are you, Miles or something?
when I picture the audience in my mind's eye, I picture largely midgets.
That was
Smalley.
Hmm?
Smalley.
Smalley?
Jason.
It's
Explain. You're being inappropriate.
I bet they've.
You
heard,
are.
I bet they've heard worse.
That's beside the point.
I've got nothing but love for the midgets.
Look, there's one on Jay's lap right now.
Mm-hmm.
That he's a little cat. He's not a midget cat. He's actually called a bambino. He's retarded. When I know I'm not supposed to say that either.
So you're saying he's a retarded midget?
Yeah.
You're definitely not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yet-
good. Hey, YouTube. How's it going?
J-Light, welcome, sort of back.
Happy to be sort of
Oh, my
back.
cat is so pumped on you.
He's so excited. Rumblebean was pumped last time, and now he's like, "Oh my God, I missed out on so much.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of textures for him to be
Yeah.
playing with today.
It's all about Rumblebean.
I'm a friend to
Steals the show.
all the animals.
It means you're a good person.
So you were here not that long ago.
Correct.
But we
We
can't.
recorded it, but we recorded it incorrectly.
We can't prove it.
Yeah.
No
I mean, we
evidence.
could, but yeah, that was a huge. I took that well.
That's good.
Yeah, because you old me.
Couldn't have handled it.
I could have handled it. It's just the person that fucked it up probably couldn't have handled what I was going to dish out. I wasn't going to punch them. I was just going to abuse them.
Mentally punch.
Yeah, that's Brianna's job. She's the one. She's the muscle.
Yeah. I think that's a better word. It's a better team. I don't think I should hit anybody.
Brianna's got full license though.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, make it extra brutal.
This bat wasn't here the last time I was here.
No,
This
Brianna brought that.
That's in case you get out of line, Jay. She's going to come in here and start swinging at you.
I'm gonna get brained like a walking.
We call
Dead
that the
zombie.
Be Funny bat.
Yeah, no pressure. You're just going to get hit with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. You're not funny. But you'll be fine. You're a professional.
So what's new in like the last, like, I don't know, 2 weeks?
Not a whole lot. Especially like it came on to promote last time's doing well. So go watch that if you still haven't yet.
It's still,
Wish I could say it had
still
something
funny?
to do with us, but it clearly didn't.
Hey, you can check it out. My wife hates these jokes on YouTube, and my wife is out of town right now because of how much she hated the joke. She's gone.
Yeah.
Banished to New York City.
Is she from New York?
She is born and raised in Greenwich Village, right across from Stonewall.
Did she ever smoke cigarettes?
No,
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Why do people do that there?
Her mom. She never smoked cigarettes because her mom was a big smoker, and she.
It's one way or the other.
Yeah, I think she shamed her mom for smoking.
Good.
Yeah, she grew up, in the village. She grew up right across. She saw. She had not a lot of supervision. She watched The Sopranos when she was like 5 years old.
Is that bad?
I mean, I didn't even know The Sopranos was a TV show until I think I was in high school.
I think young people in the New York, New Jersey area, the sooner they learn about Goombas, the better.
Yes.
Because you're going to want to watch your back. Am I allowed to say Goomba?
Don't ask me. I don't even know what it means.
Well, a Goomba is just an Italian midget.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you shouldn't say that. Yeah. I had no boundaries when I was growing up. When people talk about how they weren't allowed to watch a particular show, that was not what I was dealing with.
Oh yeah, I was the total. I couldn't watch PG-13 movies until I actually turned 13.
Yeah, I watched rated R.
I had to get rated R movies approved.
My dad snuck me into Mad Max. I think it was 1 or 2, maybe. I think it was 1 in the drive-in theater back in the day, where you could drive and watch a movie by a car. Which now that I look back, is put the speaker on your mirror on your window. It's pretty jank, you know. But I guess having your own car, being able to sit in your own car, it's a lot less because people suck, you know. They don't want to your phone or you're like or some, your kid or some shit. And if you're in your car, then the only people you have to worry about are the people in your car. But my dad we had fights. Well, I didn't have a fight, but I watched him punch people in the head at the drive-in theater.
During Mad Max?
Not that particular movie, but more than once did he have a disagreement with somebody, because you could get beer as well.
Oh, okay.
And there would be some dudes like, nice car, dickhead. And my dad would, say, go fuck yourself. And they go, what'd you say? And he's like, you heard me, you fucking weak prick. And next thing you know, they're punching on around the car while I cry in the car going, please stop. I was never a tough kid.
Please, Daddy, I'm just trying to watch Young Einstein.
That you may as well call me a midget. That was fucked up. We don't watch. That was not. I never watched that. Never seen that.
Yeah,
not a big Yahoo Serious head over there.
No,
noted Australian midget.
Yeah. No, but I remember the goose. He got burnt, and then Mad Max had to see the goose, and the goose. They cut it out of the one that's on the that you watch Mad Max. The goose, it shows Goose's melted hand, and then it shows Max pull the curtain and look at Goose's face, and it just shows Max being in shock at Goose's face.
Yeah.
But in the one I watched, they show Goose's face, and he's melted.
That was edited out for the States?
Yeah.
We can't handle the goose?
Apparently.
Oh, that's what they did with RoboCop. When they edited out at the very beginning with the robot in the conference room that shoots everybody, they edited out I think 5 seconds of that in America because they said it was too violent.
Weird, because we are pretty violent.
Yeah.
At least into it, I would think. But yeah, look, is that the goose's eyes? Nah, that's the Knight Rider's eyes right before he hit a car and exploded, which was always weird for me. The Knight Rider was do you know who the Knight Rider is?
With the talking car?
No. I'm glad you brought. And I feel really old. You saying that the Sopranos was already a TV show before you knew it made me realize how much older I am than you. Because when that came out, I was like, TV, who cares? Because it was soft. It was soft. It was on TV. But the Knight Rider was this bad guy. He was a bad guy, and he was on the loose. And he was friends with some other gangs in the Mad Max movies.
Okay.
Before it went completely wild, there were authorities at the start after the nuclear blow up and all that stuff, where it was a wasteland, but there were still authorities in Mad Max, the first one.
Okay.
And this guy Knight Rider was a bad guy, and he was friends with these bikie guys. And the Knight Rider was having fun running from the cops because the Knight Rider had a fast car. He had a hot chick. I mean, for him, she was hot. And
hot for the wasteland.
Oh, yeah. Real hot. She was a chick, so that's hot. And, he was running from the cops, and then Mad Max, before he'd gone completely mad. That's how Mad Max was, because before Max lost his wife and child, because that's when he went mad. But before that, he was just Max.
Right.
But Max played chicken with the Knight Rider, and it shook the Knight Rider hard.
Okay.
He like they faced each other, which is kind of crazy because the Knight Rider's like screaming down the road, cops are shooting at him. He's like, "Woo! You can't catch me! I'm the Knight Rider!" Like, woohoo! And him and his chick are all laughing about it and stuff. And then Max meets him at the top of the hill and runs towards him, and he jukes out of the way, and Max does not pull out of the way. Max goes straight through, shakes the Knight Rider out of his boots.
Sure.
Then he spins around, chases the Knight Rider, and the Knight Rider starts crying like a bitch.
Can't cry in the wasteland.
And Max is following him, and then Max slows down because he sees that there's an accident ahead, and the Knight Rider's too busy talking smack, and he goes over the hill and hits this car. And when he hits the car, right before he hits it, his eyes come out. Don't you reckon the Knight Rider looks like Bam, but like not as fat?
He looks like if Bam had
Got sober and went to the gym.
had a man kid with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's
Ooh.
got strong Russell Crowe vibes.
Right. Yeah, but
But
this is real?
current Russell Crowe.
Oh, this is real.
Not 80s Russell Crowe.
Having never seen a single second of a Mad Max movie,
dude, I swear.
I was sitting here indulging myself in the fantasy that this was totally made up and you were just improvising Mad Max fan fiction.
No. No, it's
damn it.
This is the Knight Rider.
I guess this is cool too. Yeah, dude, you gotta know if you're
watch
not
the chicken.
Yeah.
Look at Max is like, shh. Look, Bam pushes Katie's face out of the way, and then
There's plenty more where you came from. I mean, like 2, but still.
but look how cocky Bam is. But then watch, Max throws him off, and now he's shook.
Yeah.
He's in the Knight Rider's head.
Oh, even had you.
Yeah, he's shook. And then Max baby is like right up his ass. Look at what this dude starts crying. Like, what a bitch, dude. Just because Max, like, look at fucking bitch, dude.
Him and his barista girlfriend.
Yeah. I know, right? She's total SF pastry chef.
Right.
She got
Well.
a Michelin star.
I guess it's back to stripping in Portland for me.
But watch this. His eyes come out of his head, which is physically impossible.
Well, none of us have ever been in the post-apocalypse, so who is really to say?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Like he has.
This may have something to do with uranium poisoning.
All right, right. Yeah. Oh.
If you're just tuning in.
But see,
We're
the guy's
watching
got
Mad
red
Max.
flags. Max sees the flags and watch it shows his. Oh no! His eyes didn't come out of his head? Yeah, there they did.
There they go.
So they came out of his head when he knew he was going to hit. Right.
Right. Well, you're not going to need those anymore.
But Max, solid looking guy right there. Like wears all his he's got his leathers on. They're all clean.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on down the road, the bikie guys that are friends with the Knight Rider, spoiler alert, they kill his wife and kid, and that's when Max fully snaps. He goes dark, gets a knee brace, and just starts fucking everybody up.
How much do you think we could look this up? What was the budget for that movie? I'm guessing it was under
Couple
$5
mil.
under $5 million.
The original Mad Max?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, maybe 4.
Right. Why are there no more of those? There's plenty of
Because
people.
Hollywood took over.
No, but there's plenty of
Ruined
people out there getting
Tina Turner.
$8 million to make some sort of low budget independent film, and some of them are supposed to be lighthearted and fun and stuff. Like literally nobody is even trying to
I'm
make
trying
something
to think of the
that's
last
cool with a low budget.
I mean, there probably
350,000.
is a low budget one that is cool, but we don't get to watch it because Netflix is only showing you the jerk off movies.
I feel-
350,000.
I feel like the last
That's 3 million now.
cool movie that I can think of that probably had a low budget was Drive. But even that was like
That sucked.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like Drive?
No.
Why not?
Just bitches in it.
Which one was Drive again?
Drive is the one with Ryan Gosling
Oh.
as the stunt driver who's also a getaway driver at night.
Oh, I'm thinking of Baby Driver.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was too. But Ryan Gosling seems like a nice guy, but
Yeah.
he's bitch made.
15 million.
That's
Dude, we're talking about Mad Max. Here's the difference. Mad Max was made for bogans,
Yeah.
and Mad Max was a movie about cars.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling was on like Disney Teen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's just
Yeah,
a
he
whole
was a Mickey
it's-
Mouse Club guy.
It's
Yeah.
apples and oranges.
Yeah, you can't even.
Ryan Gosling's biggest role before I think Drive was Notebook, which is like that's a total
Yeah.
shift.
The best thing about this movie, the thing that everyone talked about, was the car that they offered Max to go back to the police, where it was a V8 Interceptor and it had Supercharge. And that was like, Supercharge was this thing that had just kind of come out,
Okay.
and it was fully illegal, and people knew about it, and people in Australia, if you were kind of rich,
some people had a supercharger in their car. Like they had superchargers. You guys had supercharger in like a car, in a stock car, but it was supercharged light. It wasn't like you had to get your car bored out to handle the supercharger because the supercharger would make your car rev so hard that if you didn't have it bored out, the engine would blow up. Because it would the car when the supercharger kicks in, the car would scream. Like the wheels, it would go so much faster. And when it's all we cared about. And then they brought nitrous because nitrous was a thing. Like my father had nitrous in a Corvette and in a Harley Davidson Wide Glide, which was, looking back, it's one of the most gangster things that anyone's ever done. Like I've still never seen anybody that has a street bike that has nitrous oxide, and he wasn't in a movie. He wasn't the star of anything. He was the star of his own fucking lunchbox or whatever. But that bike was vicious and so dangerous.
Just wanted that NOS. Just the civilian with the NOS.
Like the movie kind of does an over the top version where like you hit it and it's like, whoosh, but it did do that.
Yeah.
Like you'd be going along and then you'd turn the bottle on and it would kick it was like a whole new engine kicked in that wasn't there before it. And it would last like, I think it was like 3 seconds.
See, this is all the NOS I remember stealing when Fast and the Furious, because that was like the big deal in that whole franchise.
See, that's the supercharger. See, and he like clicks it in and starts running over the motorbikes, which was real cool. Then that's a supercharger. But that shaker that he's got out of the hood, like they just don't. That's illegal, you know. Like I think you guys had. Is it a Thunderbird that you guys made that came supercharged?
I think so.
And it had a little spoiler on the top, so it was like a little bit faster, you know. This car, Mad Max's car is like they recreate it all the time. They have them in car shows and shit. I don't even know if it's even got a real supercharger in it, but when I was a kid, there were dudes that had cars that had superchargers in it, and they were, you know, they weren't great handling cars. They were just like, they would fly. Like they really were. You know, you could be doing 100 mile an hour and then click this thing on and you spin the wheels out. If you spin the wheels out and drift sideways when you're already doing 100 mile an hour, you're dead. And that was, you know, they had good reason to make it illegal. Because most of the people that had that were drunk when they had it.
Yes.
That's what all the people I remember that had it.
Oh, yeah, that's the perfect time to show off the superchargers.
That's kind of the time.
Like, look how fast my car can go.
That's the time I'm most motivated to use it, obviously.
Dude, there was I raced the guy. I didn't race it. My dad, we had the Harley Davidson, the Wide Glide. It had a rubber chain on it. It was like a new thing that was supposed to be cool. And he had, it was called a Wide Glide Harley Davidson. I don't know that much about bikes. I just know that's what that was called. And we raced an HQ Holden. A dude had a Holden, and he had a supercharger. He had a big shaker on the front of it. And it was him and his chick. It was green with the race stripe on the side. And he's like revving it at the light. And my dad goes, "Jay, turn the bottle on." And I was like, "Oh, shit. All right." You know, so I leaned down on the side, turned the bottle on. And, you know, we're waiting for the light to go green. We take off. And the car got a little bit of a jump maybe, or no, I think maybe we get the jump, and then the car started to creep up and come past. And I had my helmet on the side of my dad's back, so I was looking sideways at the guy's car, and he comes up, starts catching us, and all I remember thinking is like, oh no, we're going to lose, because I've always been a competitor, you know, and I was like, oh no, because we got the jump and now we're losing, and then he flicked the switch to make the bottle kick in. And for a second, it didn't work. But what I didn't know, my dad told me later, is the rubber chain slipped on the sprocket because the engine pulls that hard.
Wow.
When the nitrous kicks in, that it started ripping the rubber chain up.
Oh man!
So then it catches and we pull off. And I remember this dude pushing the steering wheel, you know, because he realized that the bike had another gear or something, and we started to pull away. But I remember thinking we were so cool, you know, like, fuck that guy, you know.
His eyes might well have popped out after.
Yeah, they might have.
Dust. I'm told that sort of thing can
My
happen.
favorite part was his girlfriend. I could tell his girlfriend wanted to have sex with him less. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was like so enjoyable. I was like, he's not gonna want to bone you. You just got beat by a father and son on a Harley Davidson.
How old would you have been, roundabout?
Probably like 10 or something.
Jay, whereas when you were 10, what would you say was
The coolest thing.
the coolest thing you'd done? What was the limit of your freedom? What sort of things would you have been getting up to that you might brag to your friends about?
When I was 10,
Yeah.
man, not much.
Like, were you allowed to go to
I-
7-Eleven by yourself?
I was not. We didn't even. I couldn't. I don't think there was a 7-Eleven within walk. I could bike to the Sonic. I could bike and get a burger.
All by
We didn't
yourself?
have a 7-Eleven or a Sonic, so you're winning there.
We used to walk through drive-thrus.
They let you do that?
Oh, they got nothing better to do. Burger King can't really afford to be super.
I guess
Wait, they give you a burger.
Oh, we walk through the drive-thru all the time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, we also could have just gone inside.
Right, but that's still.
But they're bored. They got. Yeah, they got.
I think they
nothing
found
better
it just as
to do.
amusing as we did.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think by the time I was 10, like I was very good at video games, and I think that was the best I could do. Like I could do all of the stuff. I could do all this driving stuff, but in like Mario Kart 64.
When you say video games, you mean home console.
Yeah, I was a Nintendo kid. I was like N64, Game Boy.
That was
I-
before my time.
I was sneaking around
I mean,
playing
after-
GoldenEye at friends
After
of
your
mine's
time, yeah.
houses because I wasn't allowed to have because it was rated T for teen,
Right.
too violent.
Yeah, we had video game parlors.
Oh yeah, like a full on arcade with the cabinets.
Yeah, I hated pinball. And people liked that, and I
Mhm.
hated it. But there was like some car games with the actual steering wheel and the pedal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
those are
think-
fun.
I thought that was cool.
They
Cruise,
used to keep
Cruise
those
USA.
in my day extra dark, just like the Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah,
just to maximize people's ability to abduct children.
yeah. Chuck E. Cheese also we didn't have, and I'm a bit pissed about that because I would have loved Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, when you're 8 years old, like, because I've done both, doesn't feel all that different from being on ecstasy in a nightclub when you're like 19.
Okay, well then I've done it.
Yeah, it's very you're super stimulated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's intoxicating and it feels sort of taboo.
the dancing rats and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
kind of trippy. He's towering over you. I'm telling you, it's quite a bit like doing drugs later
There's a
on.
good chance the people you came with are going to leave you behind if you're hanging out there long
Right.
enough. You get trapped. You hang out in the tubes.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Texas.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs, mostly
What
around
part of
Dallas.
Texas?
In between Dallas and Fort Worth. It's a little city called Colleyville.
I was just there. Do you ride horses?
I have. This is not really a horse town.
Right.
This is more of a like people having vanity exotic animals kind of a town.
Like tigers?
Not tigers, but we did have a lot of people who had like zebras. There were a couple people who had like ocelots. I think you could get.
What is an ocelot?
It's like a little. It's like a not a jungle cat exactly. You know what a serval is? Or it's like a cat, like a bobcat. Think of like a bobcat.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
look like house cats, but they're way more dangerous and they make cooler noises.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, you had one?
No, but I could. There are people in our area who have had like there's an exotic animal store, like an exotic pet store,
What do you
Cool.
think
next to
drives?
the Taekwondo place that I took
Right.
Taekwondo at when I was a kid.
So you grew up in Napoleon Dynamite, basically.
Kind of, but a little bit more. It was a little bit more suburban, not quite as rural as Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
'cause we were right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. Like we were right by DFW Airport. We had a lot of pilots in my neighborhood.
I see.
Top Gun.
Yes, just like that.
Those guys were they just like that?
They were exactly like that.
Were they gay?
Probably.
Right.
What the fuck?
Iceman was gay as hell.
Oh yeah.
Right.
All those volleyball players. You can't.
Yeah.
You're not playing that much shirtless volleyball with your boys and not at
Unless
least
you're gay.
like tickling a little dick here and there.
Volleyball's gay. I can say that.
Especially shirtless beach oiled up volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to get
If we're getting technical,
that's
it's a couple extra layers.
Yeah, they're the mega gays.
Well, there's a lady in my neighborhood. She was one of our neighbors. She was one of the pilots on 9/11. Her plane got diverted. She was in the air. She was like the first female pilot ever for American Airlines.
Did she crash?
No, but her plane got diverted and she flew. They made a musical about her flight because it was.
That's gay.
It's called "Come From Away." Yeah, see, so that's the kind of gay stuff we were rocking with. In our
They made a
neighborhood.
musical about that.
It was called "Come From Away." It was about the plane was flying, I think, from Dallas to Boston, and then it got diverted because
Yeah.
they were close enough to New York City. They got diverted to Canada, and then they had the entire plane and all their people had to stay in this little village in Newfoundland.
Oh,
Yeah, come
that
from
would be
away.
whimsical and delightful were it not for the horrific events that drove that
Right,
to happen.
yeah. There's a level of like whimsy to it, but also, you know.
Did they have to eat each other's anuses?
No, this was
Well, it was either that or poutine.
yeah.
Wow, that is. I don't like plays, and this is making me feel like a genius because that is a bad time. I hate that. I hate everybody there.
You see that lady got crazy and stripped naked on I think it was a Southwest flight.
She was an astronaut.
Really?
I mean, you don't quote me,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Okay.
that's what I heard. She was actually an astronaut.
Oh wow. You gonna take her for a Sally ride?
I'm not that into
Nice.
astronauts.
Thank you.
Deep
I
cut.
didn't get
No? Sally
Nah.
Ride was the first female astronaut.
She blow up?
No, that was the teacher.
Right.
That was Krista McAuliffe.
I was just trying to stay in.
That was the
game.
most eventful sick day of my childhood.
I'll tell you the most eventful sick day I ever had.
Let's go.
We had so growing up in Texas, you got a lot of crazy weather events. Like we had a lot of tornadoes, you had a lot of crazy thunderstorms and stuff. And I was in high school, and I think it might have been like sophomore year, and the weather had gone out. There was a tornado, or like a crazy thunderstorm or something, and it knocked the power out of our neighborhood. And we had to go to school, but the power was out at the school, so we had to wait until like I think the buffer time was like 2 or 3 hours that you had to wait before they could officially cancel school for the day. So everybody was just sitting in the cafeteria, and it is 4:20, and
yeah.
this is the first time I'd ever heard of what 4:20 was, and all of the like older kids who I was hanging out with are like, it'd be great to do on a day like today if they cancel school. And I was like, I don't know, what's that all about? And then school cancels. They may come make the announcement in the cafeteria, and just like the eruption of joy for everybody to go get high in the parking lot was like that was suburban kid's dream.
Did you get high?
Not that time.
Right.
I was still too scared. I still had too much God rattling around in my head. I waited a couple more years.
You think God got high?
Probably.
I mean,
He invented all the plants to get you
I was
high.
gonna say, like, I think he was the highest guy. I mean, when you think about it, he lives in the clouds. How high do you want to get?
Can't get much higher than that.
Right?
Going to space.
It's either that or Stained. No, Creed. They got high. Right?
Take me
Take
higher.
Me high, yeah.
Well, can we take them higher?
I don't know what he said. I don't listen to that shit. I just know that the word higher is in it.
I don't think I listen to a lot of POD, which is like Creed adjacent. When I
Yeah, they suck too.
also a Christian band, sneaky Christian.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were sneaky.
That's
He
why
had dreadlocks, and you were like, "You're not." Yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he tried to bamboozle me,
I got all.
but I knew it.
That was approved in the household. That was one of the
Right.
weird Christian bands.
Well, because when they felt so alive for the very first time, it was because of the Lord, right?
Exactly. And I mean, they had a whole song about a school shooting and a girl like getting sex trafficked.
Yeah, but they were probably anti.
Yeah. They're like, get Jesus in your life. None of this is going to happen.
Man, how could you be anti-sex? That's so-
Christian rock.
right? Like, get into it, Christians. So wait, you were into God, but then when did you fall out of God?
I fell out of God in high school.
And that's when you got high. That's when Satan came.
That's when
and said,
Satan came.
Hey, Jay,
crawling
smoke
in.
this.
Yeah.
Smoke the sweet evil Chiba.
The first things that I before I even smoked weed, I was still like I was like intrigued by drugs because I had friends who were doing them. I didn't drink until I was in college, but I had friends who were doing drugs and telling me about stuff. And I was like, this sounds interesting. And I was like one of those nerd kids who would like look online. You guys ever heard of a website called Arrowwood?
No.
It was like the website that was like drug Wikipedia. And it was like all the stuff that you can find, like regular drugs, but also like stuff that you can find at your house.
Ooh.
And I
I'm glad
remember-
I didn't know how to use the internet.
I remember there was one period of my life before I smoked weed where I was like really into the idea of like, I'm going to eat a bunch of nutmeg and get
Right.
high off the nutmeg. And
That didn't
then,
work, right?
That's the
No.
thing. Did you ever try to scrape a banana peel?
no, I heard about that.
Yeah.
though. Yeah. They scraped the banana peel, smoked the banana peel.
That never worked for anybody. That was Big Banana that drove that, I believe.
Mm-hmm. But then my girlfriend in, I think it was junior year, she was like, why don't you just smoke weed? Like I can get us some weed. And I was like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And I didn't get high the first time I smoked, but she had never gotten high. She'd smoked a couple times. She's like, it doesn't work on me, I guess. She got crazy high and like kept thinking that the world had turned into like a cartoon world and I had to leave the house.
Oh, because you were supposed to manage her.
We were going to hang out. It was
Right.
me and her and then another friend of ours. And our sober trip sittery, not even a trip, but like us.
You had somebody
Not kidding.
babysit you
So
because you were going to
babysit.
smoke marijuana.
Yeah, and she and
Your
my
parents did a great job, Jay.
I tried, I tried everything I could to rebel, but my girlfriend was just too high, and our trip sitter friend was like, I'll keep an eye on her. You can go home.
You cut and run.
Yeah.
You go home and play Game Boy.
Yes.
Wow. So then you kept going.
I did. Yeah, I smoked a lot of weed. I drank. I did a fair amount of psychedelics.
What kind of
Molly.
psychedelics?
A lot of shrooms.
Yeah.
A little acid here and there.
Right.
But that was all my stuff. I could have done. Oh, I did Robo Trip a little bit.
What's that?
When you drink a lot of cough syrup.
Wow.
But I mixed it.
Desperate
It was
times.
cough syrup and vodka.
Robo trip.
Yeah.
Like Robitussin?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where it comes from. You
Okay.
get the Robitussin DM because that's where the DXM is.
Right. They took that shit out because
And now you got to get it over the counter.
degenerates like you. Right. Now the rest of us suffer
Exactly.
because of drug addicts like
See,
yourself.
this is the problem: is all the suburban kids
Right.
have to resort to going with their weird over the counter shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so much easier in New York. We just went and bought weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't get good. You can't get good weed without having to drive into the city.
Would you have been from the neck of the woods? I understand you're not from deep country, but where you could go and pick mushrooms?
You could probably go find some places you could forage.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of woods around. There was plenty of places that I'm sure that if people were like had a weed plant that they were growing somewhere, like
Yeah.
some mushrooms you could go forage, you could probably find something.
Yeah. Because my wife was like from that part of the world, from a different part of the world, but the mushroom foraging part of the world. She was
okay.
like a Wookiee drug addict.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember tripping out that America sold mushrooms
Right.
because we picked them.
I would have cried if I had heard that when I was 17 years old.
The
As somebody who
bigger-
could only buy them, could never find the good ones, found the good ones twice in my life, found the bad ones 30 times, had bad trips, had no trip, got ripped off in every major park in New York City and New Jersey because I could not find these things. And for all I knew, they were fucking putting them, somebody was putting them in balloons and swallowing them and flying them from Nepal. I literally didn't even know that they grew in America.
Yeah.
And to know that you assholes are just like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some mushrooms.
Yeah, I remember somebody
Wow.
had a chocolate mushroom, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What?
Oh my
And they're
God.
like, here's a dose," and I'm like, dose, like an actual. You know how much of the mushroom is going to be digested? Because we would go in the bush, get a bunch of mushrooms,
Sure.
boil it in water, and then drink nasty dirt poo water,
Uh-huh.
and then because we would all drink like copious amounts of it, because it's like not working yet. The first like 4 or 5 times I took mushrooms, I went into the spirit world.
Right.
Like
Oh,
I went
wow.
to another place.
Yeah, that's like drug roulette. Same thing as
One
when
guy almost didn't come back.
Right.
He told me he went into his shoe. He was looking at his shoe on the carpet, and he went in, and we couldn't get him back for like 2 days. And when he finally came back, he was like, "I was stuck in my shoe for 2 days."
Damn.
And then that's when I heard a couple of people like, they didn't come back or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Lost in the shoe.
Yeah. If you never got lost in a household object on mushrooms, you never actually really did mushrooms.
I had a friend.
Yeah.
One time I was tripping with some friends in college, and one of them had a bad trip, but none of us knew about it because he went off by himself.
yeah,
And he went into, I think it was just like, he went to his bedroom and he like laid down in his bed and put the sheet over his head. And then he thought, don't think about coffins. And then he just started thinking that he was dying in a coffin.
that's how that works.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he was there for like 2 hours. None of
Yep.
us knew what was going on. Meanwhile, I was in the other room, like eating cake with my hands, being like, I didn't even know you could do this. This
Yeah.
is crazy. You can just hold it.
Right.
Man, isn't it
What's
cool
the point of forks?
Yeah.
to have that joy as a younger man? Like now, you can hold a cake with your hands. And if you
Mhm.
took mushrooms now, you'd be like, so what? Like, that's how I feel about everything, pretty much. I'm just bored. Everything's gay. I'm just sick of everything.
But
I get on a
wait.
train, people are like, oh, it's such an enjoyable journey. And I'm like, why? And like, well, because you see the sights. I'm like, fuck the sights. Fucking trees, fucking snow. Oh, look, a fucking rock, fucking cow. I give a fuck. I don't care about a fucking critter. Oh, the ocean. Suck my butt, ocean.
Well, if you're
I
looking,
give a shit about anything anymore.
if you're looking
I
to
don't even care about boobs.
to rediscover your joy
Okay, that's
in,
a lie.
in life, you're probably not going to find it on the American rail system.
Yeah. Amtrak, noticeably not a whimsical way to travel.
What's
I
a
think.
train that is? Look, you must see the window.
I like the Surf Rider.
What's a surf rider?
That's the one that you could take from, I don't know where it starts, maybe Santa Barbara down to San Diego.
Maybe even.
I used to
maybe
do that
even a
all the
little
time. It
further up.
sucks.
I don't know. I mean,
Anything skills that
what you're saying is that
LA,
you don't. What you're saying is you don't like the ocean because all it is going along the
No,
ocean.
I don't care about anything anymore. I'm saying no. I think my time's almost up.
I see.
I don't think I care anymore. What's that chef that killed himself?
Anthony.
I think I'm
Bourdain.
gonna jerk off and strangle myself.
You care about horses and dolphins.
No. I care about horses. And I saw a video recently of a lady riding a horse in the ocean, and dolphins swam around the horse. while she
That's
was-
cool.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to die yet
That's fine.
because I'm gonna do that.
You've never ridden a horse in the water?
No.
I did that.
I
did that a little
know.
bit.
I had a girlfriend at one point, and she was saying that she was like, I have this friend, and he goes into this lake with a horse, and she showed me video of him like jumping off the horse into like doing bombs into the water, and then swimming back, and the horse was like, "Yeah, get back on, and jump on." And I was like, "Oh, how can I
It's
be
pretty
a
rad.
part of that?"
I went to summer
You
camp.
did that?
I did that, yeah. I was a camp counselor at this one camp
Oh, I
for
knew
like
that.
8 years. And I was a kid as a camper there for like 3 years beforehand. And that was one of the activities is you would go, if you were high enough level at the horseback ring, you could go on the horse swimming adventure.
Right.
And
That's nice.
It's a nice day. You just take them out by the dam. You go into the lake. Horse does a little lap. You're on its back.
You know how much I love horses?
No, how much?
I bought a book.
All about horses?
I ordered a book today.
Now, how robust? Are we talking like zoo books? Or are we
Ask
going
me how many
like a
books I've read.
tome? How many books?
Yeah,
How many books you got?
I've read one book.
Oh, what was that book?
It was LT's life story. He smoked crack and won the Super Bowl.
Lawrence Taylor. New
Duh.
York Giants great. Well,
Oh,
For the young-
he's
for the
pretty young.
youngins.
Yeah. Did you know who LT was?
Nope.
right.
I heard LaDainian Tomlinson when you said LT. And I'm like, that guy
LaDainian
didn't
I thought you were
Tomlinson.
talking about a McDonald's
Marty
sandwich.
Schottenheimer. I know stuff.
You know a couple of them.
Yeah, I used to live in San Diego. That's how I know that.
Oh, speaking
San
of
Diego
Tomlinson.
Superchargers. Look at that, dude.
LaDainian Tomlinson, a Texas great.
Yeah, but before LaDainian Tomlinson, there was
Right.
LT.
he would have been LT
Lawrence Taylor was way better.
were it not for the fact that acronym was already taken.
Look at these
Yeah.
For sure.
dolphins and horses.
Do you see that?
But look at that.
Did you
That to me is, if I could do that
Yeah.
every day, I would no longer care about how stupid everybody is and not need to like.
You think the dolphins are communicating with the horse at all?
Yes,
like they're
dude.
beaming some
Yes,
shit with
yes,
their dolphin
because
mind
animals-
powers?
Yes, I do, Jay. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Horses communicate with your soul.
Mhm.
Dolphins don't. If you can't talk, it's like having sex with a deaf chick. They're better.
Because you just look in the eyes.
No, they shut up, Brianna.
It's all
Let me
intuition.
finish. I swear, it's like they can feel you better because they can't hear you,
hmm
and animals can't talk, and talking is cheap. You've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
Right. In the spirit world, there's no mouths. People talk by communicating because they know that, like, if you die and I die and we're in the spirit world together, I don't go, hey, like, is it true that you're a camp counselor? No, I don't get
Right.
to ask that. But you know I'm there.
Imagine a spirit world podcast.
You know, it's
just
a
a bunch of ghosts just
if,
sitting.
if we're in the
thinking to
spirit
each
world,
other.
the podcast would do about the same numbers this show does. Because nobody would care. Because you don't really talk. You like one time I took, well, not one time, a bunch of times I took ayahuasca and I talked to my dead dog, but he didn't talk. I knew he was there and I knew he knew I was there. And I was like, oh, wow. And like, he knows, like, and he still exists, you know, in this spirit world. And I was like, when you die, you're not like, woo, you know, and flicking pennies and making like coffee mugs with your ex-girlfriend or whatever. You're like in this other world, like another dimension of sorts.
Yeah.
And horses, like I talk to my friend's horse all the time, and he says stuff to me, but he doesn't say, Jace, I mean, I heard you had a bad day. Like, you'll be all right. Like, no, he just like comforts me and I comfort him and we walk together. Or if he doesn't want to go somewhere, like there's a weird thing. Like he has it too. Like he can tell me he loves me, but he doesn't say it, but I know he's saying it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think
the
dolphins, I'm guessing with dolphins because I've never befriended a dolphin, but I have befriended two horses. like really had a friendship with them. One horse, I knew he knew while I was driving to see him. But he still tries to talk to me. And he lives in Ojai.
That's nice.
It's actually depressing because I'm not allowed to see him.
Oh, not anymore.
And he's like, when are you coming to see me? And I'm like, I'm not.
Well, you guys still got the connection.
Yeah. And when he dies and I die, we'll see each other in the spirit world, so it'll be all
I
right.
got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Did you see dolphins like peeing? I think it's river dolphins specifically, like peeing into the air just for the hell of it.
Wait,
Oh, yeah, I've
there's
seen-
a
I've
river
seen that
dolphin?
video.
Freshwater
Yeah.
dolphin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've seen this video. It's like in the Amazon, right?
I don't know. Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Whoa, freshwater dolphins?
So all you need to do is ride a horse
I
where
think
they
we're
are.
looking at dogs peeing in the air.
Oh god.
Dude,
This is just Brianna's just rapid typing.
a
Trying
friend
to
of
get-
mine typed in the dolphin
Dolph
thing.
Lundgren peeing in the air.
Someone said, was like, dude, you could do it. And I was like, you can't do it, dude. And then he typed in, he's like, here's a place where you can go on vacation and ride horses in the water with dolphins. And it's a tourist horse, which means you got to be under 188 pounds. Wait, is the other dolphin trying to drink it? Man, I've done that before. That's like a pool party for me
Other
back in
males.
the day.
Seek out the dolphins to receive social cues.
Is it weird that I'm less sexually attracted to dolphins now that I've seen their penises?
No.
I mean, that's
it's
just
not
a river dolphin.
It's not a
penis.
fat hog at all.
It's just not what I was expecting.
No, it's a bit of a bummer, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Wait till you see an ocean dolphin. They're probably hanging brain.
No, I reckon freshwater and salt, same shaft. Could be wrong.
Could be wrong.
You never know. I know their vaginas, like massage.
Don't ask how he knows that, Jay. So you host a game show.
I do.
Segway is a good
Smooth
idea.
segue.
Yeah.
Wrong, a fucked up game show.
Uh-huh. And you do the show live in front of people with comedians.
Yes, we are monthly at the Comedy Store.
Uh-huh.
We tour around the country with it.
Right.
We got 3 comics on every show. We've had Jason on the show back in
Sure, I remember that.
the early days.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fun time. We get comics telling dark jokes, and we put the screws to them mentally and put them in some weird situations.
And for people who will not be able to get to the Comedy Store, for example, they can also watch that on YouTube. Is that true?
Yes, you can. Go look up Wrong, a fucked up game show on YouTube, or Wrong at Wrong Game Show on social media. You'll find all of our links to things.
So you play a game on that show called Entweetment?
That's right. In Tweetment. It's one of our core games. We play it almost every single show.
Okay. And how does that basically work?
So we have our comics. We find their social media. We find their usually old Twitter, but sometimes it's like an old Facebook or an Instagram post. We will pull a bunch of words or a phrase out of the tweet, blank it out, show it on the screen, and we'll make them guess what the real tweet is. So it's usually something. We also play it with me. Every time we play it, my producers find one of my old tweets. They're always bad. I've never been good on Twitter. I've never done well on the internet at all. And so all of my tweets are just utter dog shit, just from years and years of tweeting into the void. And they blank out a bunch of words, and then they make you guess what the real one is.
Okay.
And it's usually there's a lot of questionable shit in there. Like we just posted an episode. It was like the Black History Month show by accident. Not by accident. Sort of,
I was gonna say that happened on purpose.
yeah, we did a show during Black History Month, and they pulled a tweet where they blanked everything out except for the word black on mine.
You guys would be excited about the Irish History Month coming, right?
I'm
Irish
super
History
fired.
Month? Is that do they get a whole month or just a day?
No, Donald Trump just made a new one. You guys don't know about it?
No, I don't know about this.
Yeah, he's been doing some really cool things lately.
Yeah.
New rules and stuff.
Mhm.
New rules, Bill Maher style.
I don't know. I don't follow any of those dickheads, but he did
Irish history.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it sounds like a joke, but at this point, I literally cannot tell.
It's
Yeah,
not.
same.
Every single thing that I hear, I'm like, well, yeah. But because the first time around, I tried to be the voice of reason and go, well, guys, I know what you heard. I know how it sounds, but let me explain. It's like, it's that, but it's not quite that. This
No,
time around, it's
it
always
is.
exactly what
Yeah,
it sounds
I watched
like.
the video. He's like, we're
Yeah.
doing it.
Right.
This is why people need a month.
Irish American History Month.
And he said, like,
March 25 is Irish American Heritage Month.
Yep. See?
Huh.
He
I
said
got half a month going on right now.
because
then.
they all voted for him. I saw in the comments that a lot of Irish people said they didn't, but they are obviously mistaken.
Well,
Yeah.
just ask him.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He said they do. They
Right.
did. You did.
We all did.
Yeah. So you got to be excited about that, right? The girl that presented it seemed like she didn't know that it was happening.
I mean, he might have just riffed in the moment.
She was definitely riffing. She was like, "Yep, it's about time that we did." I think it's Irish History Month.
Was this the same day that became
Irish
Gulf of
American
America?
Heritage Month.
No, that was like a week ago.
Because it was, the sign is there in the background.
He's been pumping it. He's working a lot, doing a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff. We're all going to be free. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Eggs, everything's going to be free,
I'm just glad the Irish are finally getting their due.
right? Because
Yeah.
they got it ripped off, and
Yes.
now they're back.
No more. No, but you know nobody's going in paddy wagons anymore.
Nah, I was in a paddy wagon a couple times.
We'll go back in there for Irish American Heritage Month.
I'm not. That's that. I'm not gonna say never. 'Cause,
So,
yeah, we got a game for him, right?
in
We got a
Tweetman,
game from
I've
in
got a game
Tweetman.
for both of you.
Oh,
Yes.
So, I managed to figure out how to search the ancient history of your Twitter, Jason.
good. I'm not happy about this.
Going
This is
back.
shades of when we had Jason on the show previously too.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
the
I don't want
same.
to be a part of it.
Maybe it's the same tweets. I'm just curious if either of you, I don't remember what I wrote on Twitter these are almost entirely from 2012.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I have no memory of what I said
Yeah.
in 2012.
Me neither.
Exactly. I don't remember what 2012 was the movie, right? John Cusack Saved the World.
That was actually
Mhm.
pretty fun.
Yeah,
that was the
it
Mayan,
was.
the Mayan apocalypse.
That's the
year.
only
Yeah.
thing that I remember. In retrospect, might have been better if the Mayans had been right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
There was a girl who
That was a good off ramp for human civilization.
Right?
There was a girl that summer who said she would have sex with me if the apocalypse actually happened, and it didn't, and so we didn't have sex. And I tried
So
hard
close.
after that.
Yeah.
You know, we almost got there.
I mean, like, what would be the tipping point where she'd be like, "Yes, the fireball is clearly heading towards Earth. All right, let's get it on."
I think it
Because it seemed like she had
an
an out either way, is what I'm saying.
Tough
Yeah.
to get it up with a fireball approaching.
Depends on what you're into.
Fair enough.
Mad Max could definitely fuck with a fireball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, his
Stone cold.
eyeballs, his
Yeah.
eyeballs are popping out, and his dick is
Aphrodisiac.
hard as a rock.
That was a night rider. But anyway,
Okay,
here we go.
so here's, so I took a bunch of your old tweets and I just rewrote it. Like we'll do it fill in the blank style, and if you have no idea, then I'll give you some options, and you can both guess. Brianna, can you please keep score? If I could just get this blank out of my blank, I'd be fine.
Is that me?
These are all you.
These are all you.
Oh, if I could just get this dick out of my ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I could just get this dick out of my ass. That seems fun. That seems.
Oh, butt
okay.
plug.
This is 2012 we're talking about.
Oh, well,
I don't know. I don't know how you were coming to work. That was between you and your butt plug.
If I could just say it again.
If I could just get this blank out of my blank, I'd be fine.
Now, what day in 2012 was this?
Does it make a difference?
Yeah, I
This
think
asparagus out of my
because I feel
urethra.
like we got to see what's going on.
It
at
was
this-
Irish Heritage Day.
If I could just get these stitches out of my face.
How about this? If I could just get this pigeon out of my attic, I'd
Ah.
be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
when the pigeons were attacking my house and people called in and told me that pigeons give your kids diseases.
Right.
So I had to kill them. I had a serious war with like a bunch of pigeons. I had to kill a baby pigeon.
Damn,
Yeah, it
Get
was
it.
brutal.
barehanded.
Nah, I made a wolf knife laser torch.
What?
This is true.
I got a broom and I snapped the end off and then I put a wolf knife on it. It was a knife with a wolf head on it. And then I put a torch on the other side, duct tape it. And then it was dark up there. And then I had to find them and stab them with the wolf knife. And then one time I stabbed one of them so hard that I broke the torch. And then I was just in the dark with like, brrr, and I was like, dude, not good. And
Man, this
then
is
we had
like
to duke it out.
This is like a weapon in an ancient video game.
And I was like
This is
on
gnarly shit.
scaffolding and stuff, like where it was insulation. So if I stood on the wrong thing, I'd fall through the roof. It was sketchy.
That's the real tweet?
Maybe.
What are the other options?
Or is it, if I could just get this leprechaun out of my nose, I'd be fine.
No, definitely didn't have that
Or
issue.
if you did actually, but if
Oh.
I could,
I'll take it.
a lot of these fake ones are ripped from the headlines.
Okay.
If I could just get this shit out of my ass, I'd be fine.
See, the shit out of the ass one also could be it.
Yeah.
I could see, but now you've got such a vivid recollection of the pigeon.
I had a war with pigeons that I'll
Mhm.
never forget.
I think
I was actually scared. I was scared and then I was sad. Because I had to kill, I thought they were bad guys, and then I killed the bad guys, and then I realized they had babies, and I was like, you guys aren't, like, I don't have, like, what is a home for children?
An orphanage?
Yeah,
You
I don't
pigeon
have a
orphanage.
pigeon orphanage, so I'm gonna have to take you guys out.
Yeah.
And I'm not a baby killer, even though I am, because I had to be.
Because you killed babies. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But I remember regretting that part.
Oh, you felt bad.
You crossed the Rubicon when you killed baby pigeons.
Yeah, it was tough. But at the start, I was defending my family. They were like, I had a baby, a little bit newborn, and a little daughter. And they were like, these pigeons will get your kids sick. They could die.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, then I'm taking these fools out. And then I took out mum and papa, and I didn't know they were mum and papa. They didn't have like a tag that said they were mum and papa. I just thought they were gangbangers. And I took them out, and then I was like, oh, no. There was like a group of little guys like, mama. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to kill you too.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because if you don't kill them, they're going to come back and seek revenge on you.
Right. And I had to make sure that place they knew, don't come back to this place. There's a guy that wears like motocross gear, moto goggles, and a bandana across his mouth. And he has a BB gun and a wolf rifle laser.
Put
Yeah.
a bunch of little dead baby pigeon heads on pikes
I
outside
was
on your
thinking
front
about
lawn.
it.
The Inland Empire Ninja.
I
Just again.
was
You really were. Yeah.
in the Inland Empire.
This does sound, speaking of Inland Empire, this does sound like a very David Lynch problem to have.
Yeah.
This sounds like a problem that would have happened in one of his movies. You have to go kill a bunch of baby pigeons in your attic.
The 909 serial killer.
So is it get the pigeon out of my attic, get the leprechaun out of my nose, get the shit out of my
I
ass?
think it's pigeons out of the attic. I'm
Yeah,
going
me
pigeons
too.
out of the attic.
Yeah.
If I could just get the shit out of my ass,
God
I'd be
damn it.
fine.
I mean,
Thus
I did have a hefty painkiller addiction at one point.
Thus spake Ellis made.
Gross.
August 28th, 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ladies, his
Let's hear it.
DMs are open.
See, you probably should have, if you really wanted to get the shit out of your ass, you got to kill the pigeons. I feel like that's going to keep you shitting your brains out.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I think I was, I didn't have a problem with poopy.
I see.
But at some point, I obviously did.
Yeah.
Next up, is it? I paid someone to stab me, so I'd wake up in pain at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
Or I paid someone to shoot me, so I'd wake up in pain at 3 a.m. Or I paid someone to kick me, so I'd wake up in pain at 3 a.m.
Oh.
Stab.
Stab, shoot, or kick. Yeah, you don't strike me as a getting shot for the hell of it kind of a guy.
Appreciate that.
But stabbed, maybe. But kick also maybe.
I know.
I think I'm gonna
Ask
go-
yourself, Jay, under what circumstances would a man do any of these things?
Well, if it's from 2012, apparently under a pretty crippling painkiller addiction.
Just to see if I could feel anything at all.
Yeah.
Here's $10, Pedro.
Stab me in the colon so I can finally take a shit. I'll
Yeah.
leak it out of a different hole. I'm gonna go with kick. I'm gonna keep it pretty benign.
Okay, Jason, you seem to remember this.
Yeah, I think stab.
You are correct. Why did you do that?
Well, we wake him up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I got stabbed once. But I also think it might have been I got a bone spurs taken out of my shin, and it was this weird thing that kept waking me up at 3 in the morning. And it was like a really bad pain.
Some would say a stabbing pain.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking it was. 'Cause
That's
it got
clever.
it got crazy. Because it was maybe a month or two later after the surgery, and I would just wake up at 3 in a crazy amount of pain. I was like, this is insane.
I've had pain like that. I had when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I got dry socket after that.
Oh,
That's like getting stabbed in the face.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the fucking gnarliest pain.
yeah. It was just I'd wake up and rock back and forth, and then I'd take a painkiller and go back to sleep. And I'm like, that's how I sleep. It was really bad. It went for too long. A week, sure.
Mhm.
It was like a month.
No.
Yeah. Was I right?
Yes,
Good.
you are correct.
There
You
go.
know yourself pretty well.
Yeah.
Next up, also from 2012, is it? I think people with side parts are smarter. Not so good looking, but smarter nonetheless.
That's genius.
And charmingly, you wrote none the less, like a nun.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably still do that. I figured out how to spell fair the other day.
Which one?
Fair enough.
Mm.
Like
How were you spelling
I
it?
used to do FARE.
Right.
Like a bus fare.
Sure, if that's the other one.
That's the other one, yeah.
All right,
Now you're
take your
confusing
word
me.
for it.
Or fare, like the food you're gonna. This is some fare.
State
State fair food. That's
What?
fair.
Once again, I'll
It
take
is
your word
fair,
for it.
fair.
But yeah, I know the fair one. Like, fair enough.
Now you got both.
Yeah. I forgot the other one.
Or is it, I think people with Skechers are smarter.
No, I've
Not
never
so
said
good
that.
looking, but smarter nonetheless.
I've never said that.
Or I think people with bushy eyebrows are smarter. Not so good looking, but smarter nonetheless.
That's true, but I've never been an analyzer of bushy eyebrows. I'll let that slide. But side parts, always been a weird thing for me.
I feel like if I'm thinking about the nun wordplay, then the problem is that nuns could rock all of these. Nuns could rock the side part.
Yes.
Nuns could rock Skechers
And have a bushy eyebrow, too.
and have very bushy eyebrow.
Yeah.
This is tough.
But if you're doing wordplay, that's not me.
Yeah. You seem also, but you strike me as like a shoe guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you're paying attention to people's shoes.
Yeah, but I would never say anything nice about anybody that wore Skechers.
Even in 2012.
Yep.
Man.
I have always had a beef with that shoe.
Okay.
From
Have you ever owned
the
Skechers?
day.
I never owned any Skechers. I owned
That's
some
what-
Hush Puppies. That's the closest thing I got.
Different story.
Hush Puppies are like,
Those are the Skechers of loafers.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna follow Jason on this one. I'm gonna go with side part.
Believe it or not, on November 11th, 2012, Jason, you said I think people with bushy eyebrows are smarter.
I wonder what it is about. They got some extra brain leaking out of their face.
I'm trying to think.
A lot
'cause
of scientists have bushy eyebrows.
I know you well
Yeah.
enough to know there was somebody.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You saw a person. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of who would have been in the zeitgeist in November of 2012. that
Eugene
had-
Levy, maybe.
No, he was kind of at a low
He's in a
point.
weird area in his career.
Yeah.
Who had bushy eyebrows in November 2012? Huh.
Yeah. There used to be a guy, George Whipple, who had a terrific pair of bushy eyebrows.
There's an actor that had bushy eyebrows and big lips.
Oh, wow.
He had a
I
side
can't-
part too.
I can't help it. I'm picturing Mr. Potato Head.
He's the guy in when Adam Sandler had the movie where he had a frozen foot. When he
Wait,
he
frozen
got
foot?
inherited, he
That's Daniel
inherited
Day-Lewis.
millions of dollars.
Oh, Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, Mr. Deeds, the bad guy in Mr. Deeds.
Oh, who plays a bad guy in Mr. Deeds? I haven't seen Mr. Deeds in such a long time.
He was like a good-looking guy in the '80s, but his eyebrows.
John
were
Stewart's in Mr. Deeds.
insane.
I thought John Stewart was a bad guy in Mr. Deeds.
Nah.
Steve Buscemi is not showing up. That guy.
That guy.
This
Yeah,
guy.
That guy's eyebrows.
Oh my God. Oh, what is his name?
Peter Gallagher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peter Gallagher from the OC.
Yes.
Great dad on the OC.
I only know his name because I knew someone who was related to him one way or another, who had one of the more interesting drug problems I've ever known.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
He looks like a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's the black
It's the
slick
eyebrows.
back hair and the eyebrows and the mustache. The mustache is
Yeah.
almost as thick as the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Those are replaceable. You can
He's
swap those
weird.
back and forth.
He's like, you don't realize it until you get up close, and then you're like, wait a minute, your eyebrows are out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy from The Office, you don't realize how long his nose is.
Which guy from The Office?
Oh, Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Every time he's in a movie, it just gets you. It's like you look at him and you're like, it ain't that bad, and then he turns sideways. You're like, oh my god,
the hell?
And you would think you would get
Yeah.
used to it, but you
He had a
never
big
did.
nose. I remember in Foxcatcher he had a
plays it
crazy
well.
nose, but it was the prosthetic nose. They
Was it?
augmented.
Are you
his
kidding?
nose.
They did not make his nose bigger in Foxcatcher.
They did.
That is crazy.
Because that was one
he
of
has the
his-
hugest nose.
It was one of the big features of John DuPont was they had to have his crazy nose. See, yeah, look at that. Oh my God,
Yeah, it's out of control.
that is a big nose.
It's a shark fin.
Wow. But yeah, then the Foxcatcher nose.
Even
Yeah, he
bigger.
put,
See,
a,
look
bump,
at
he
that
put a
thing.
bump on it.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah. Okay.
But the length was always there.
They're going the Adrian Brody move. Wow, that is a long nose.
Yep. Adrian Brody also bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, that's true. He does have bushy eyebrows. I didn't realize. Did you guys see he threw his gum out of his mouth into the audience at the Oscars after he gave
Yeah.
his speech? I didn't
Threw it
catch
at his
that.
girlfriend.
Threw it at
You know,
his
his girlfriend
girlfriend
used to go with that guy that like molested, or not molested. He had sex, made women have sex with him. He's in jail.
Oh, are you speaking of Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Because he
Can
made.
you imagine
some-
going out with a hot chick that used to date Harvey Weinstein? Like, you're a piece of shit. Oh, she's all right now. I'm like, dude, she's a gold digger. Because she's hot and she went out with Harvey Weinstein. Why do you think she went out with Harvey Weinstein?
Well, I think the worst part about dating somebody after Harvey Weinstein is she'd never let you finish anywhere but into a potted plant.
I didn't know that.
Come on now. Ding.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, that's where he
see.
jerked off with his egg penis into the potted plants.
Oh,
God.
God. Man, some people, man. So gross.
Him and Jeffrey Epstein, both weird, fucked up dicks. Epstein had an egg dick too. I remember they talked about that in the depositions.
Well, it all makes
No.
sense.
Wait, these guys have egg dicks?
Yeah.
I don't know if Weinstein had an egg dick, but Weinstein's got something fucked up with his dick. Epstein's got an egg dick for sure.
What is an egg dick?
It's a dick that's
What do you
shaped
mean?
like an egg.
Yeah.
What's there not to understand, Brianna?
But you say that like
it's not
it's
a cool
thing.
dick. That's what we're saying. I'm
That's
telling
like,
you.
that means the same thing to me as if you said like, oh, she's got a crayon pussy. Like it asks more questions than it answers.
no, it's Fire Engine Red.
Ugly dicks make people evil.
Yeah,
Bill
it's true.
Clinton was alleged to have a birthmark on his.
That doesn't make it ugly.
Really?
No, but it's interesting that people who are accused of these things so often, at least, are accused of also having like there's no distinguishing mark on my penis. If my penis snuck up on you under the cover of darkness, you'd have no way of identifying it and linking it to me.
It's good
If
to
you
know.
got if you got a birthmark on your dick, you really should not do dick related crimes.
Tell that to Michael Jackson.
That's a good point.
Did he have vitiligo?
Apparently, it looked like a cow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Says
A bunch of kids.
Constantly chewing at the end.
It went moo when it jizzed.
let's try this one. I have steroids and they make me feel good. So
Yeah.
does ice cream. Thank you.
Yeah, that's real.
I have shiny shoes and they make me feel good. So does ice cream. Thank you.
Okay.
I have wolf pants and they make me feel good. So does ice cream. Thank you.
It's the last one.
I think it's I think because I don't know what wolf pants means.
I do.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, maybe you should stop answering first since you're the person who
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
these. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go shiny shoes.
Yeah, because he could be right still.
I'm gonna take a switch.
Now, believe it or not, Jason actually,
God damn it!
as the author of the tweet, does have,
Just when I think I'm like, you
does
know
sort of
what? I'll
have the
switch it
inside
up.
track on
I still
these.
have those pants. That's why.
What are wolf pants? What is this?
I
mean?
got leggings that are got all wolf heads on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're fucking cool. They make me happy.
Not what I would have expected, like
And
wolf
so does ice
hair
cream.
pants.
Nah, that's just wolf faces all over leggings.
Okay. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I mix it up. Same with Metallica albums. It changes on the month. But I right now probably Rocky Road because I like candy inside stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Tully, what about you?
Rocky Road is criminally slept on. Deserted island, and I can only take one flavor of ice cream with me. It probably would be Rocky Road because chocolate would be a consideration.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
why just settle for chocolate for
Right,
the
when
rest
you
of your
can
life?
have the rest of
When
it.
you can have marshmallows
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that
nuts
makes sense.
in it.
What about you?
Cookies and cream.
Nice.
I like.
I
You're
don't
a
hate that
child.
It's but I love an
either. If you're
Oreo.
eating ice cream, what's wrong with being a child about it?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't take a man seriously if vanilla-based ice cream is his favorite kind.
What?
Yes, you heard me, Bree.
That does soften the blow.
All right, Jason has 2. Jay's at 0.
Damn.
I
The
can,
architect is being hoisted by his own petard in this game.
It's
See, if
cheating.
these were my tweets, I
know.
would have known.
I
I,
know.
would have been able to get all of them.
Did you just call us retards?
I called myself one.
Ah.
I
But what did you
would've taken
say?
Petard.
Oh, that's a French retard. I can skate. I can fly. I can dance.
Those are the 3 options?
Those are your options.
Oh,
Have had it,
okay.
petard.
Okay. I know. I feel like you could do all of these.
Well, one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, there's an obvious one. But this is also like a wine in front of me situation, like in Princess Bride, where it's like, do I want to take the obvious thing
Mm-hmm.
because it feels like it's the right answer, or is
Right.
it a trick
Yes.
to go with the less obvious thing?
Right.
It seems weird that I would tweet that I can skate. I've always known I could.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
That-
but I've also had times where I couldn't skate and
Right.
then I could again.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Is this Is there what kind of punctuation are we dealing with here?
None.
Don't do
No
that.
punctuation.
That's not going to help.
And is this?
There's a semicolon after I. Like
I don't even know what a semicolon is.
Exclamation mark, maybe.
just
I don't know
found
what
out how
that
to-
is either.
He just found out how to spell fair.
Yeah.
What about all caps? Is this all caps or?
Why would I do that?
No, if
I don't
anything,
know.
you've always been a lowercase guy more
lowercase,
than an all.
sure.
You're not an all caps guy. I'll always give you that.
Sometimes Siri makes me spell think in all caps, and I'm like, why?
Oh, that happens with me sometimes because when I
Right.
take like stand-up notes, I write my jokes titles in all caps.
Uh,
But sometimes a joke title will be something that I'm just a word that I'm saying in everyday life, and it'll autocorrect it to the all caps
that's why
version.
it does that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with I can dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to agree with you because I recently learned how to dance, and I was pretty excited about it. And I was probably still high back then too.
Easy time to dance.
But I can fly is pretty cool too.
On October 18th, 2012, for reasons lost to the missive history, you tweeted, "I can fly."
Yeah,
I'm
that makes sense.
Fuck.
gonna lose this game so hard.
You guys have both missed 3,
Uh,
and Jason's got
What time of day was this tweeted at?
that would make a shit.
420.
Ford. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, I would have. That might be my last tweet.
Burning one down, popping on R. Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Let's see. Let's try one more of
This
these.
is fun.
It's a fun game. This is one of my favorite games. This is why we play it all the time on the show. Because it's just so much fun to see like what people think they say, and then find one of my favorite things to do is when we trick somebody into thinking that they said something that we actually wrote, and then they see it's the worst thing.
That'd be easy to do.
And there's definitely the occasional thing where you have some really funny or wry observation and you put it out there, and then you realize that like 8 years earlier you wrote like to the word the exact same thing.
Exactly.
It's just you get old enough, you just have the same thoughts on a loop.
Yeah, or we have people who like we write something and they're like, "Fuck, I wish I wrote that.
Mhm.
This was way funnier than the real thing."
Let's try this one. Maybe this is the last one. Brianna, you can feel free to guess on this as well. First sleep in my new house. Crazy. Not sleep, just crazy. I have a house. Normal sleep.
Okay.
I don't like this game anymore.
I love this game.
Oh my
Or-
god.
First poopy in my new house.
Wait, really?
Crazy. Not poopy, just crazy. I have a house. Normal poopy. Or first coffee in my new house. Crazy. Not coffee, just crazy. I have a house. Normal coffee.
It's either sleep or poopy. It's got to be
Yeah.
one of those two.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm going coffee.
I'm gonna go with first. I think the whimsy of poopy is what's really sending me here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go sleep.
That is a point for Jay. On
Finally.
September 17th, 2012.
On the board.
First poopy in my new house. Crazy. Not poopy, just crazy. I have a house. Normal poopy.
We also know you've been tweeting. You'd had poop related issues this year.
I know. I had to split those up. I didn't want it to be a dead giveaway. There was
like
a number
that.
of poop and ass related tweets in this era.
It's on the brain.
Yeah, I'm a survivor.
This is insane. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Jay got 1.
That's good. I'm glad I got one.
Is that all you have, Tully?
I mean, I have more.
Oh.
Do you want to keep going?
I'm having
This
I'm having a great time.
All right, let's just speed. I don't know if the rest of them are quite as great, but who the hell knows? Okay, let's try this. Thinking I may become a DJ for a year. See what my life looks like from that moronic state.
I like that guy.
I can spell your mum, so yeah, blah, blah.
Wait, that's the whole
That's
tweet.
the whole tweet.
And scene.
the
Okay.
last bit
Or-
was unnecessary, but okay.
Thinking I may become a gamer for a year. See what my life looks like from that moronic state. I can spell your mum. So yeah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Or thinking I may become a bodybuilder for a year. See what my life looks like from that moronic state. I can spell your mum. So yeah, blah, blah. DJ, gamer, bodybuilder.
Okay. Well, DJ's the easiest one to spell, which is
Oh.
a subject we know.
Wow, good angle.
Yeah,
Right.
Jason has struggles with. But gamer, there's a lot of typing involved.
I reckon I could spell gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Gamer.
Bingo. I'm going gamer.
Gamer.
I think gamer.
Brianna, what do you think?
Bodybuilder.
Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I would have. I've been mean to bodybuilders. Like I've always, if it was a fashion attack on bodybuilders, yeah, but I never hated bodybuilders. I hated gamers, and I've always hated DJs. But like if it's an older tweet, because I don't hate gamers now, but I did.
Maybe you spent that time. You played. You became a gamer. You got into.
I've recently started
a
playing.
moronic state, and then you're like, you know what? This is good.
But just I'm more surprised that I spelled moronic. Like, because I don't know how to spell that. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's crazy.
So what's your
I
guess?
probably told Siri to spell it.
Mhm.
I'm going to say DJ.
On November 5th, 2012, you tweeted, thinking I may become a bodybuilder for
Wow.
See what my life looks like from that moronic state.
that
I can
election
spell
day?
your mom, so yeah, blah, blah.
Election day 2012. Obama elected to a second term.
I didn't know
Jason Ellis thinks I'm gonna become a bodybuilder today.
that. There's no way I knew somebody became president that day.
Oh, my
I did
God.
not care.
Here, let's just try this one. Either Eddie smashed my taint yesterday, today bruised shaft. Taint pain in my soul and in my hole.
I think we actually considered using one of these for the game. I do remember the phrase
Uh-huh.
taint pain coming up when we had you
Yeah.
on the show.
That sounds about right.
In my soul and in my hole. I think that's Motown.
Yeah.
Bike smashed my taint yesterday, today bruised shaft. Taint pain in my soul and in my hole. Or kids smashed my taint yesterday, today bruised shaft. Taint pain in my soul and in my hole. Is it Eddie, kids, or bike?
Are you saying bruised shaft?
I am.
Okay. So there's a shaft.
There's a shaft.
Oh man. Can you say the last two again?
You want to phone a friend?
I just need to hear him again. I think I got too caught up in being like, where's the shaft coming into play? This is a very
Kids and bike.
Bike smashed my
Eddie.
taint yesterday, today bruised shaft.
Okay.
I don't think Eddie's ever kicked me in the taint. But
Bike.
I've been hitting the taint a lot. But a bike injury to the taint that happens.
Yeah. I'm thinking bike.
Me too.
Bike
Dirt
seems-
bike, overshooting the jump and smashing my taint on the tank. That's happened.
Mm.
I'm going Eddie.
Brianna, you would be wrong. It was bike smashed my taint yesterday,
Yeah.
today
Nice.
bruised
There you go.
shaft.
Well done.
Winning. So stupid.
And I guess we could do one more. I want a chocolate pizza maker and a girl with no top on to make it. Then I want to be her friend and give her a foot massage followed by anal.
I like that guy.
Chocolate pizza maker.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Or
This is
I
good.
want
Whimsical.
a coffee machine with a girl with no top on to make it. Then I want to be her friend and give her a foot massage followed by anal. Or I want a humongous donut maker and a girl with no top on to make it. Then I want to be her friend and give her a foot massage followed by anal.
See, the coffee machine strikes me as that's definitely not it, because a coffee maker, the anal's not going to be so good after you drink coffee.
I wasn't that big into coffee in 2012.
Yeah.
I was
Donut.
heavily into chocolate pizza.
Oh shit.
Okay. Chocolate. I think, yeah, chocolate pizza sounds right. I'm going chocolate
I'm
pizza.
going donut.
You crazy, Brianna.
On October 25th, 2012, I want a coffee machine and a
What?
girl with no top on to make it. Then I want to be her friend and give her a foot massage followed by anal.
Wow.
Wow.
Surprised yourself.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I mean, you don't got to be that into coffee to want a,
It's before
a coffee made by a topless lady.
I had a wife that told me how to make coffee, and that was before her. So that's. See, she was a good chick.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I accidentally went to one of those like drive-through bikini barista places
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
with my
What do you mean
kids.
accidentally?
With my kids.
Oh,
We were like we were driving.
Yeah.
It was the four of us. We were
Yeah.
driving home from an overnighter, and we just
So
was
your
like,
wife was in the car?
it was right by the she was driving.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
even better.
It was right by the freeway.
Oh,
It
you're
was just
not
the
in trouble.
closest place to get a coffee.
Yeah.
It's like I was not expecting nipples with my latte.
Wow, nipples.
through the bikini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, holy shit, dude, you're in trouble anyway. Even if she drove in there.
Yeah. How else was I going to get milk in my coffee?
Fair. Oh.
All right.
Do we have to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Jason won.
Wait, what was the final score? I know I only had a
Jay
couple.
had 2, Jason had 3, and I got 1.
Okay. I'll take second place.
Respectable.
I'll-
Under the circumstances, respectable.
I'm glad I did not get bageled in that. I'm glad I got a couple points on the board.
What's your special called?
My wife hates these jokes.
Everybody go see it. Everyone's already seen it, but now you people should see it.
You still got a chance. And go check out Wrong Game Show.
Yeah, do that. Thanks for doing the show again.
Thanks for having
This time I believe it's recorded.
Same. I can see myself this time. That's a good sign.
That is a
That
good
was not
sign.
the way it was
Oh my
last
God.
time.
We probably should have caught that. See you next week, everybody. Don't die.